Okay, these are the contribution payment guidelines. I'm going to read them out in full um, to explain exactly how the financial system of the universal realms of ENA are related in terms of senior graduation and the whole process leading up to it and beyond at this SAERA Grassroots Academy of ENA. Contribution payment guidelines. NB. This will incur serious penalties unless it is not read through and understood by all who use the Academy and our processes. Step 1. No climb up the hierarchy necessary. Step 3 will naturally bring you into alignment upon the process requirement to filter in, out of the think tank when seniority at this level is obtained. The nominal credit exposure for the process to gain seniority at this level is at the equivalent of 1,000 per week. Step 2. This is an interim phase and supplies to requirement will be given on a shared interactive basis, providing the following elemental steps are put into practice. No harm done to self or others, provided no action is taken to undermine actionary through a collating of evidence that is false at any previous or subsequent stage. 2. Interdisciplinary action may be taken and penalised to discredit at this level in the case of perjury or false claims to entitlement, as understood by the senior in charge. 3. Virtual assassination of character due to suspension of clause due to re-administration of profits and losses redistribution. 4. Link-based data theft due to phenomenal activity that can only have been misappropriated at this time. Owing to the faulty relay of objectiveness at this level, accreditation can only be obtained and rationed at the think tank. The nominal apportionment of equivalent of £1,000 per week will still apply until Step 6 is fully licensed to claimant. Step 3. Network collaboration is a must at this level, and the 2 subsequent levels, however those in security, police, armed forces, and any comms program will obtain a nominal extra fee providing attachments are made, supplement technology and capability checks, and promotion of spin-offs licensed as LOD accreditation elsewhere. Should any productivity come from it and the contributor become a Step 6 in his or own right, then full accreditation and ownership production references will be provided upon completion of the CADSA of the candidate. Those who seniorize at this level will accomplish a level partnership with the associated practice to their contribution. This will marry up jobs, training, and input requirements on a TS level, and accreditation shall be thus: equivalent of £2,000 per week for sustained activity of change management to push through LOD agendas either here or globally. Equivalent of £8,000 per month for extra and sustained teacher-student activity, including a new license obtained for extra candidates to accompany prototype designers on new engineering or any other outward remit in consideration of primary tasks to UMOSRIS or any other advanced senior program in association with the academy that is licensed by and not to us. Step 4. Cherubim will be supplied an extra quota of accreditation when through senior management they are viewed as becoming interlinked with a prospect or practice. This depends upon the type of work under consideration, and mandatory checks will be provided to ensure they are not being cloned, even if they are not in line to seniorize at Step 6. All works undertaken by Cherubim who operate their own practice will also be aligned for a mesh at Step 5, but that does not necessarily lend itself to extra accreditation unless the work requires it and is considered of enough importance to obtain a grant. Step 5. Full fulcrum of accreditation goes as follows at this level. Mandatory contribution by the practice for the candidate at this level is an equivalent of £6,500 per week, once the work and training for the brief are fully detailed and understood by the candidate. Bonuses from equivalent of £500 to £18,000 per month, depending on the predictionable element and entwining of assets that shore up solid ground in the legal organisational direction ephemeral zone. Full industry appointments and wages to considerables ranging from clerical and asset management in securities and prototype design augmentation to full yield directors, supplicant and board positions themselves. Graduation particulars cash from each full SAERA senior to come through the loop this way. Equivalent minus £12,000 per month until the practice is fully functional and fully registered and everyone drawn up in the movement of the process from board to middle to lower office staff, including referrals to proposed Step 5 entrance communications infrastructure to ensure links are given to appropriate senior staff at the Academy to license future seniors by means of a legal organisational direction practice. Full graduation lump sum of equivalent of 8 million to commence asset and stipend attribution to appointed and selected staff on programme until they are salaried on level defined to ensure they are rewarded either through remuneration or the attribution of a practice in the future. Step 6. At this point, the cloning of the SAERA practice is punishable by an absolute stripping of assets to all parties concerned. Likewise, the abilifying of ideas leaks is also punishable by a registering of discreditation to fine wire trace on all supplicants to the mutiny. Anyone involved in the process of a legal organisational direction senior SAERA creation is remunerated as above or rewarded through a signal confer to intake a team to draw him or her to the exact same level in his or her domain. The remuneration for a SAERA practice is no longer vulnerable when the ambassadorial team hits the infringement areas in other parts of the world with a red line and re-standardisation of a PAC in consideration of a full returns remit to the parent practice here as authority for all technology to move or shape the future direction of the existing legal infrastructure's domain. However, there's also profit to be made inwardly from existing legal organisational direction practice without the full ambassadorial green light in the contentious domain, where the network considerations are still open to suggestion through the PAC network that works within the realm city. Here, there will be forwarding transfers for accreditation processes and sustenance of the practice until the green light is given from elsewhere. This will be from any balanced funnel web involvement of under protection that this practice has provided in its journey to legal organisational direction senior guarantee to any walk of life, LE or LOD, at the date of a switch to Step 6 seniorisation. So if the PACs provide sustenance, the tax setup outside the city will provide maximum return on commodities from day one. Due diligence is therefore required at levels of seniorisation to ensure that a complex PAC or TAC attribution programme is set up at every level of the seniorisation management transfer programme before the practice is inaugurated as a LOD Step 6 senior practice. There are two subsequent levels, which I'll read quickly. Subsequent level 7. This is an inaccurate version of events for most of you and does not really refer to the vast majority of Step 6 LOD practice seraphim. However, in the instance of a duality occurring and there being an outside Largo umbrella fully equipped and trial parallel to ENA, then this is the only time that this process can be considered. Firstly, to guarantee yourself this level, you must be irreproachable from cloning of other people's assets at any stage, and the process you reached this stage must be wholly alien to anything in ENA, on behalf of ENA or in ENA's image. However, I'm aware some of you that will be trialling co-ops that do not identify with us in technology, size, scope, or style. All I can say to you is good luck. Completion of our practice will then mean subsequent completion of yours and anyone in the same business as ours. Subsequent level 8. This is variations on a theme. It ranks you to the right-hand side of a 9. NB, the one who reaches this level will have been mostly off-world in terms of their universal endeavours.